shout out to a couple people that like gave you like that knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Man, well, it's
On
only
your
really,
way, if you
it's
know.
only one. It was just him.
It would.
Yep,
That's
yep. And I'm not gonna
that's
say his
him.
name because
Yeah,
he's
you
a
ain't got
very
to. For
he's a
sure.
discreet guy. You
For
know what
sure.
I'm saying?
For sure.
And a lot of people know him. That's the crazy
Shout
part.
out to
But
you. You
he
know
don't
who he talking
he
about. Shout
don't the
out to you.
guy
Appreciate you.
he don't drop sauce on everybody.
But
You
you
know.
do. And I was talking to my cousin TJ on my last episode. Shout out to you, cuz. Y'all are some people who don't mind giving up the game that you got. You don't mind dropping that gem that somebody gave you. Like, like I keep saying about my businesses, bro. Every
Yeah,
time I called you, bro, you feel me?
yeah,
Anything that you did know, you told me.
yeah.
Then when you said you didn't know, hold on, I got
I got
somebody who
somebody for
can.
you. Yeah.
Like that's
But
the
you know
way
what
we
that
work
is?
as the black people. Sometimes,
It's
sometimes,
it's just security, man. Like I'm secure with myself.
yes.
I'm secure with my bag. I'm secure with what I'm doing. And
That's
it's
dope.
too many dollars in the world for me to pocket all of them. I
Mm,
can't make all the money.
mm,
So it's like I look at it like this, like information, man, for me is free
that's dope.
because I'm never worried about you using it.
This lady told me,
Um,
look,
the number one reason, and I'm gonna just be real with you, dog. Like based off my experiences and what I see in life, the number one reason people don't put you up on game, or they don't hip you to things, or they don't give you information when they know it can help you or they know you need it, is because they fear you going further than them.
talk, talk. That's what I was
They
thinking the whole
fear
time.
like
Yeah,
you gonna get more money or
money
you
than
gonna
me.
get more
Yeah,
customers.
yeah.
I never been that way. It's like if I have something you can use and it's gonna help you, it's almost my duty to help you, right?
Yeah,
Because if I help you, if I'm successful and I help you be successful, and then we help the next person be successful
big
that's
ass
close to
life.
us.
It's a big life.
When we get an opportunity where we can purchase an asset that may cost us $5 million, I may not at the time be able to do that alone. I may need some of my partners close to me. We may need to invest in this together. But if I got all the information and I'm not helping the people around me, bro, you almost isolate yourself, man, and you be out on the island alone. And some people live that way, and it works for them. And shout out to them. But I've never been that type of person, man. I never witnessed my parents be stingy with anything. I
Shout out
never
to you.
witnessed my grandmother or my aunts and uncles be stingy with anything. They were always more than willing um, to do for everybody else, for anybody else. And I learned young, like man, the more you give, the more you receive. And it may
Mm,
not seem that way when you're going through your trials and tribulations, but
yeah,
what does it hurt you to help somebody that needs help? You know what I'm saying? And you get your blessings tenfold that way. Like
facts.
it wasn't until I
Dominique taught me that. Your cousin.
listen, man. It wasn't until I stopped caring about money. I stopped caring um like everybody when they young had this mental, this vision, like I gotta have this certain dollar amount and this certain figure, and I had to make 100 million. And it's like the older I got, the more I realized that I just need enough to live how I want to live and do what I want to do. So I need enough where I can wake up every day and do whatever I want to do. I'm a humble guy and I'm modest, right? So most times all I want to do is take my family on vacation. I want to wake up whatever time I want to wake up. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I don't want to be
facts.
told what to do by
Facts.
anybody.
That's
To me, that's life. It's freedom. I can get on a plane and go wherever I want to go. Me and my wife, we vacation, we travel, we take our kids places, we
shout
eat
out
where
to
we
the
want to
kids.
eat. We do what we want to do, but we do it in a way where it's like we don't still live above our means. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
dope.
I'm not doing things. Well, my old dude used to always use the word frivolous,
Mm,
right?
I'm gonna have to look that word up.
I don't do things in a frivolous way where I'm wasteful. If
Okay.
I'm doing something, I'm doing it in a way where um, this is what we want to do, so we don't have to prove anything to anybody. I don't have to do a bunch of extra just to so people can look at me and say, "Oh, he's this way or that way." I really don't give a shit what people think about me.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end of the day, when you really think about it, bro, like I care about how I carry myself, how I reflect.
Care how I look at myself in the mirror.
I care about how I represent my
Facts.
parents. I care about how I represent my wife and my children.
Talk.
But you can do that right. You can
Talk.
do everything right, and people will still have a negative outlook on you. They'll still have something to say. So when I say I don't really care what people think, it's that aspect of it. Like, you can think what you want about me. At the end of the day, man, my kids gonna go to bed not hungry. My wife gonna go to bed not hungry. We good. So when you start getting into an arena where other people's opinions influence you or affect you, and their opinions are not paying bills, you in the wrong state of mind. You got the wrong mentality. You care too much. Like, a lot of people, man, put their whole lives on social media. I post my wife and my kids. I post my business. You don't need to see my bank account. I don't need to have my money all up and down my ear, and I ain't knocking nobody who do that. Shout out to those people.
Me neither.
But I was raised and taught by old heads, man. And it's just certain things that I grasped onto early that I see now. It's like, man, like I was taught not to operate.
I was raised by the OGs. I was saying for you.
You're not supposed to maneuver.
We was raised on the block. My bad to cut you off, but I got to a little bit. We was raised on the block. S block. Snow. We have a lot of OGs around our block. A lot of great mentors. One of my favorites is Uncle Cliff.
Dog, he one of my favorite people in the world.
I'm not gonna lie. That's my favorite person. Like, for real. Like, and his son, Little Cliff. Like, them are my guys. And we was all very highly on the grandmothers of the block and the oldest. We had the most respect when they came outside. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
We stopped shooting dice. We stopped arguing. Whatever was going on when the OGs came outside, we ceased it. And I miss them days, bro. Like, these youngins, they don't know nothing about that.
No, it's different.
It's like,
it's much different.
Grandma Stewart, bro. Her energy, you feel me? Her voice, her reasoning, like, it was.
Everything about her was special.
For sure. What did she, as your grandma, that's your grandmother, you feel me? That's my block grandmother, as I call it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But we all still family. Being around her like that, like, what did that do for you? You know what I'm saying, as a man? How did that mold you into the man you are today?
It was for me, man. So I grew up, everybody know my father, man. He's like the toughest dude in the world. And I love him.
Shout out to Unc.
And my mama was tough, you know what I mean? She was loving, but she was tough at the same time. But my grandmother, she was tough, but it was just different with her, man. Like,
it's like she trying to teach you something. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You know what it really was, man? It was her presence. You could tell her experience, man. You could tell that she was that person. Because the people that you look up to her. The people that you go to for advice go to her. The people that you depend on her. So she was just, man, for me, she was everything, man. Like, no one can replace, be your parents and your mother and father. But, like, man, she was such a blessing for me in my life. And, man, just things that I've gone through. I've gone to my grandmother about things that my parents don't even know.
That's dope.
And my grandmother has prayed for me. I mean, she introduced me to God. My grandmother introduced me really to just decency, man, and being a good person. Like, you learn it in your household, but every kid, like, you can only get so much from your parents before it's like, okay, this is my parents.
It's like you shut them out
a little bit.
On the learning lesson.
And we all go through it. My kids do it to me all the time.
Yeah, because
like,
I know what he about to say.
You gotta hear it from somebody else.
Yes.
So when you heard it from my grandmother, man, you knew it was real. You knew it was solid. You know it was no nonsense involved with it. And my grandmother, honestly, to be honest, always told me, along with my mother, they both always told me, you're not meant to work for anybody else. they were telling me that as a child. And I remember, and some people may think I'm lying, but like literally, my mother knows. You know what I mean? My sister knows. These are the things that my grandmother, I grew up hearing from her. How special I was. I knew everybody was special to her. She loved her whole family. But she had a way of making you feel individually like you were her one.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure all my cousins and all my aunts and uncles, everybody felt that from her in their own way. But for a person to be able to do that with every single person that they interact with, friends, family, church members, city council, police officers, every single person that came in contact with my grandmother
and she had the door
connection
open.
with her.
And she had the door open.
Yeah,
I'm talking about she gave that love to the whole block. I'm talking about my cousins. You feel me? My cousins. You know what I'm saying? On my side, knew her and was like, you know what I'm saying? When
and she was no nonsense, man. Like, she was the sweetest little old lady you would ever meet. But if you crossed her, or
she used to thump y'all on your forehead.
Man,
what was it?
If you did something that you knew was wrong, it would be the look that she would give you when you walked in. You could feel it. And it just made you want to be like, you know what, Grandma, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. It was that type of respect and that type of vibe and that type of feeling, at least for me. I always had a thing in my life where I never wanted to shame my parents. I never wanted to shame my grandparents.
I don't like that shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
even if I have my own differences, you know what I'm saying, I still give them that respect. I'll walk outside.
There you go.
I'm going this way. You feel me?
And that's just,
I love you. I see you later. But I can't disrespect.
That's just respect, man.
Straight up.
It's respectful to carry yourself a certain way. And my grandmother, man, she went through a lot in her life, man. She dealt with a lot of hurt and pain and conflict and turmoil, and you would never know.
We miss you, Grandma. Straight up.
Every single day.
Straight up. The block, bro, has taught us a lot. You feel me? We've lost some cats over there. You know what I'm saying? And RP Head, you know, you was around here a little longer than I was. You know what I'm saying? What do you miss most about bro?
Just his personality.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying?
Straight
Like,
up.
he was... I remember when he used to come down the street in his football pads and his football uniform, and I would be like, man, that's Eric's little brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was young, like a kid, man.
That's crazy.
And to watch him grow up and just become who he was and how he was a dope soul, man. He had his own style. He had his own way. You know what I mean? And he was another dude that had a big heart. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He just was cut down too soon, man, like too many others. You know,
I miss a lot, bro. Like,
it's this life we live, man. Like, I've lost a lot of friends, dog.
Me too, bro. A lot of family, a lot of friends, for sure.
Over these years, man, people who you can see yourself growing old with, and not like in a way with your wife, but you have friends who I can envision like us sitting on a porch somewhere drinking beer, or you know what I'm saying, when we older and our kids are older with their own families.
Our grandkids out here, grandpa,
man, then you know when your people don't make it there.
And there's certain things that you want to say to him, you feel me? And I personally want to thank him, you feel me? Like, he helped me get through high school. I was about to drop out, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I was done. My mama didn't give a fuck about school. My pops didn't give a fuck. Nobody around me really gave a fuck, you know what I'm saying, about what I was doing. And I started to mingle in the streets, selling weed and really trying to do the dumb shit. And Head was one of the ones. Head and my older cousin Monty was one of they both came at me at the same time on some real shit and was like, bro, what is you doing? Oh, so you just gonna continue the cycle, huh? Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, they gave it to me so raw to whereas I couldn't even understand it. It took me, like you told Javon earlier, it took me for my time to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you gotta be on. It's your journey.
But I remember it from when they were saying it. Like, I got little brothers. You feel me? I got little sisters. Bro, you gotta walk across that stage. You feel me? You gotta do something with your life. You gotta break the cycle. You gotta stand 10 toes,
it's
bro.
your duty, man.
It's my duty, bro. That's why I do what I do now. I got podcasts and I do clothes. I'm trying to do a little music. I'm doing
Yeah.
everything. You feel me? Everything that I want to do, so I don't feel like I'm working for nobody.
And that's the key. That's
You
the
feel
key.
me?
Like if
Cause
you
when I was working, bro, I don't like nobody abusing their authority.
man, look, and if you unhappy doing what you're doing, I know so many people who get up every day and go to work, man, and they unhappy with their
Yep.
job. They
And
can't
been
wait
there
to get
20
off.
years.
As soon as they punch in, they just look forward to getting
I
off. And
can't
it's like,
stand this place. I couldn't do it.
man, a lot of people do what they got to do.
Yep.
They got bills, they got kids, but it's like, again,
Is that
it's
a-
just, for me, that was no life for me. Like,
That ain't me.
if I'm gonna work, at least I'm gonna be doing something that, I ain't gonna lie, I'm bossy. I like telling people what to do. I like creating processes, procedures, plans. I like to see shit follow through that I created. So a job in management for me was perfect. I got paid to create processes, procedures, you know, production flow, material flow. That was my job, making things better, solving problems. And that's what I like to do in real life.
Yeah.
So for me in my own business, it's even that much more of a challenge because all the losses are mine. Everybody think about all the wins and all the gains and all the shining and all the good shit that come with it. But my dog, you own all the losses too. When you
And the
when you
losses is
put
lessons. That's
you
people
put your
gotta
money
understand.
into something and it doesn't work properly, or it goes down, or it doesn't work the way it's intended, right?
You done spent all day making this cake.
You gotta eat that. Right? Nobody talks about that.
And then if
know
you
what I
don't like
mean?
how it tastes, now you got to go back and work
back
with
to the drawing board, right?
Yeah.
And then again, I didn't have anybody show me this game that I'm doing. I got in it on my own. I taught myself.
Learn from my peers. Learn from the people
Man,
that was
listen.
willing to teach a nigga something.
Literature,
Yeah.
right? Man, the library
Reading
is
up on it.
a
Facts.
few cents, basically
Facts.
free. Books. Man, the internet has everything at our fingertips.
YouTube.
So every
YouTube.
certification I need,
Yeah.
everything that I need to do, I can go get the literature. And everything in life is, you get out of it what you put into it. So if you half step your job, 9 times out of 10, you either gonna lose it or you're not gonna be looked at as dependable or reliable, and you're not gonna grow.
Facts.
It's 1,000 times worse in your own business because nobody's telling you what to do.
And ain't nobody worried about how you eat.
You
Ain't
have
nobody
to
worried
be
about that shit
self-driven.
growing. That's
You
all
gotta
on
get
you.
up.
Do
So
y'all hear
every
that?
day-
That's all on you.
Listen, man, every day when I wake up, me and my wife, we get our kids together, we drop them off at school, and we have to make sure everything is in order, right? All the bills have to be paid. We have to have groceries. We're going to take our trips, so there is no laying back down, going back to bed. And listen, I've got my business to the point where, so you ever hear that term like, you make money when you're making money in your sleep? Sometimes, man, I get
I said it.
deposits.
I said
get
it in the
cash
rap.
apps. People book and pay for jobs all times of the
That
night.
shit make you
for
feel
weeks.
good.
At first, it was exciting, right? When
happened?
you hear that shit going off, it's like, damn. But it gets old. It's like, okay, now, how do I do this again with something else? And then again with something else, because this is not running. So this revenue stream has to fund the next revenue stream.
Yep.
So my wife started out mobile in her car, doing pedicures, doing her thing naturally, her way. She don't fuck with acrylics and all the stuff the Chinese people doing. No shout out, no knock to them. But she wanted to be different. She wanted to do something different. So she said,
That's
you know
how
what?
you say, take that fruit and put your spin on it.
You got to put your spin on it. So
Yeah.
she wanted to do things in a way where women could come in and get a natural service. She didn't want to do all the fake this and fake that. She wanted to do it natural. And on top of that, she wanted to give women an experience because she has been a working mother. She knows what it feels like at the end of the day to get home and still have to cook dinner and you have a husband to cater to. All these things going on. So when she goes out to the salon, she gets an experience. So she said, well, I want to create an experience for people that they look forward to coming to me because this is their place where they relax. So when women come there, there's a fireplace going, there's a TV on, whatever they feel like watching. There's music that whatever they want to play, whatever beverage they want to have. she makes the experience all about them, right? So when she went from mobile, boom, we went and copped the suite, remodeled it, revamped it, turned it into a whole spot for her. And she gonna kill me for saying this, because a lot of people don't know, but you know, as of Friday, we went and just got keys and closed on a new place. You know what I'm talking about? 10 people working in this place.
Shout out to T.
When you'll see those posts we making about needing barbers, estheticians, nail techs, stylists, we not bullshit.
That's dope.
We want good people. Come on with your clientele. We gonna have a nice, clean, respectable, positive environment for people to come in. And you know, some of these people may come from their basements. Some people may come from their homes and want to branch out and grow.
Come from work.
We gonna provide a place for them, man. So, you know,
We
we got about 7 to 10 slots we need to fill.
Y'all hear that?
So
if you good, what you need? Talk to him.
We just gonna do interviews, man. We're looking for barbers,
All right.
esthetician,
Okay.
stylists, nail techs. You know, if you have experience,
Clothing designer.
we got you on deck. If you do any of those things, man, and you're professional, my thing is, at some point it becomes not about the money, it's about my name. And it's about my wife's name, and it's about how we carry ourselves and what we represent. And our clients
Big Jim.
have a certain expectation. They expect a certain level of quality work from us.
And professional.
And so if you don't bring that to the table, at least the positive attitude and the professionalism, then we're not looking for them type of people, because we can show you what we need you to know to die with us. And our thing is all about growing people, man. Like, I'm not looking to put people in a salon and keep them there forever. I'm looking to rap with them and teach them how to open their own spot.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because
And
then that's another partner.
That's what we're about.
Yeah, man, we got to stop looking at people as, you know, friend, colleague, when we doing good and they not doing good, we can give them a handout, man. Fuck that. Like, I'm going to show you how to get this bag. And we going to be friends, but we can be partners, too, at the same time. We can do joint ventures. We can make money together and make sure our money circulates through our community and through our hands, like they do in Dearborn, like they do in Southfield, Lakewood, like they do in every other race and culture, man. They stick together and they don't spend outside of their race.
They keep it in the circle.
It's a reason, though. You know what I'm saying? It's their structure and their mindset.